back to the studio here, and I'm happy that we have our finance director, Justin Reeves, with us. And good morning, Justin.
Good morning. How are you?
Here we are. We were sitting here watching that promotion on,
yes.
on the resident survey,
yep.
Which we might as well remind you now to fill it out.
Yeah, please fill it out. It's a great way for us as the exec team and management team and community to learn what the residents like, what they don't like, and see if we can implement some changes within the year and of course next year and even long term. I always say that if we don't know about it, then we don't know how to fix it. So please take the survey and let us know.
Okay. So that's not real. I'm looking at your mic on the wrong. Put it on this lapel, could you, please?
Okay. Thank you.
So that isn't really why you came here today.
Oh,
but
no.
You're here for your regular monthly update.
Correct.
Of stuff. And you mentioned to me before we went on the air about a subject that we brought up, I think, the last time you and I were on, but maybe with other hosts too.
Yeah. No problem.
You want to talk about that?
Sure. So last time I was here, we discussed coming in and checking documents. The families, the residents like to just know where they stand in terms of documentation, your trust, your wills, your power of attorneys, etc. So we've implemented a checklist that's being reviewed right now, where you can come in, you can check off the number of documents that we deem that we would need,
that you need,
we would need, and you can walk away saying, with notes saying you need to provide the updated trust, or you need some additional information regarding the power of attorney, or refund of deposit form. So always feel free, anyone can feel free to stop by and review the documentation. We just have a little more formal process.
Well, I think that's a good idea, because, you know, just sitting here occurred to me, I don't remember if my son's address needs to be on the document, but if it isn't, it's changed. Yeah. So it just changed this month.
Yeah.
So,
and just feel free to stop down, give us a call, and we have all the paperwork there. It takes maybe 10 minutes to review the documentation, and once you look at it, a lot of people say, oh, I have a new document or an address change, so just stop by anytime.
Well, that's very important. And are the checklists, are you going to notify the residents that there is this checklist? I mean, would the checklist be in our cubbies, maybe?
No, not in your cubbies. We like to have the residents proactively stop by.
Okay.
Because we wouldn't be able to keep track of all of the changes. Okay. But as you come by or as we see you in the hallway, I can ask you if you've checked on your documentation. We'll promote it on shows like this. We'll talk about it in town halls, etc. So we'll get the word out, but we also like to have the residents proactively update a lot of that information. Are
there any new staff over there?
In the finance department?
Yeah.
No, not since last time.
Okay. All right.
But our newest staff are FEMA Watson Brown, our business office manager. Her office is over in Garden Ridge, so she supports that building. And Greg Zernhelt, he's our financial analyst, and he started back in February, I believe.
Well, mentioning that one of the staff is over in Garden Ridge, I imagine there are a lot of financial issues over there. Is that why you have a staff person there?
Well, just in terms of having a financial person in that building helps out a lot, because they answer a lot of resident questions in terms of statements and billing, not necessarily financial issues, but if you wanted to apply or have questions about Medicaid or Medicare, she's very well versed in both of those products as well. So she has a lot of great experience in terms of healthcare as well as senior living.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
So what else are you doing over there?
So we are in the 2016 budget season. We're working on the 2016 budget. I'm sure towards the end of the year we'll have more discussions regarding the budget, but it's just the preparations, the analysis involved with just creating the budget. And I will say it's Green Springs at a really good place. All the residents should be happy that they're here at such a stable community, because I mean, it's just, as a lot of you know that have been here for a while, in terms of financials, it's always improvement. Right. And it's always in a good, stable, improved position. So we were lucky enough to have the board approve the repositioning plan for Garden Ridge. I believe that was last month.
Yeah, I was going to ask how those projects are going.
Yeah, so that's probably the biggest project on the docket now. It hasn't started yet, but hopefully we will probably break ground end of this year, beginning of next year. But we got approval or received approval from the board.
And then you have all those county licenses and all that.
Yeah, so we've been proactively submitting permits and going through the process, the design work. So it's been in process. We have the final approval. Now we can actually move to the construction.
Well, you had to get to some point so you could present it to the board.
Correct. And they were definitely in favor of it, and we just like to continually improve the community. We wouldn't want to fall behind our competition in any way, shape, or form. And it's really all about the residents, just providing a great experience for the residents, current and future.
Now, is the Garden Ridge business going to happen, and then say the repositioning of the health center? I mean the
town center. Yes. So it's. I believe the way it was presented before, there were two repositioning projects, one for Garden Ridge and one for the town center community building. Okay. So the Garden Ridge will kick off first, then we'll phase in the town center. But we just tackling those projects at the same time was pretty daunting. Now,
there's other projects like over in this neighborhood with the elevators and stuff. Now, that doesn't fall under your purview. Is that correct, or does it?
Well, not under my purview in terms of management, but I am involved in all of the larger projects. But I have a good sense of all of the projects going on campus.
Because that'll be a big project for this neighborhood.
Of course. And again, we just want to make sure and go through the right process to ensure we're presenting the best design, the most efficient design, and going about it the right way. So it's just still in the planning phase.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear it.
We like to plan ahead.
You know, earlier this week there was a comment about trying to access Channel 6 on our TVs. And I personally I knew how to get to Channel 6, but I could never get to 8. And I could, of course, nobody can get to 50, whatever it is, 56. But also WETA UK. And so just this week, a nice person here, resident, came to my apartment and taught me how to do that.
Nice.
But many people need to know how to do that. And I know we're doing screens and stuff, but have you gotten any fuss about that from residents?
So during the implementation of DirecTV, there was a lot more discussion regarding that.
Right.
We've implemented plans, and the resident life team has been great in having classes. I know Channel 6 was taking it upon themselves to do some classes as well in terms of the use of the remote and how to get to channels. So hopefully there's a lot of knowledge around the community now, residents and staff, regarding how to navigate some of the it's just issues with the channels and
changing back and forth.
So if you have an issue, just feel free to reach out to me, of course, the administrative office, Pamela Sutton over in Resident Life, and we'll take care of it for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
You hear that, everybody? Call Justin. So, okay, we have about a minute left.
Okay.
What do you want to end with today?
I just want to end with I'll just probably promote the resident survey just a little more, because it's just so important for us to receive the feedback. Of course, we get a lot of comments throughout the year about things that have happened and things that are going on, but this is a definite time where you can submit this feedback. We can collect it, aggregate all the data, and make some actionable decisions based on this data. So it's very important that everyone complete this survey, and we really appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you don't hand out cupcakes, though.
Well, we were handing out cookies on Monday. That was the first day of the survey, so we handed out a lot of cookies.
I wasn't here, but I didn't do it Monday. Listen, it's good to have you.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for coming.